major law enforcement and medical response underway in Decatur after a deputy-involved shooting this afternoon. Here's a map of where it happened. It happened around 4 p.m. at the Lowe's on the Beltline at that location. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman is live on the scene where emergency crews are still there. Gabe, what are authorities telling you?
Yeah, Kanisha, you're absolutely right. There is still a pretty large presence here at the Lowe's on Beltline. We've seen Decatur police officers, we've seen sheriffs, we've seen a few other agencies here. But in terms of information, details are very few at this moment. This information comes from Decatur's police chief, Tory Mack. Lawrence County was here doing an operation at the Lowe's on Beltline and engaged with a suspect. Shots fired, and with shots fired, the suspect was struck by gunfire. How many times? We do not know the answer to that question just yet, but we do know the suspect was airlifted off the scene. Now, during this time, I have spoken with Morgan County Sheriff Ron Puckett, and he did confirm Morgan County was involved in some capacity. How? We do not know those answers just yet. We're hoping to have more information as time moves forward. We'll hope to have information for you later tonight on Fox 54 News at 9. Live from Decatur, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
Yes, and details are few and limited, but again, as Gabe Glassman reported, law enforcement from both Lawrence County and Morgan County were involved in a situation regarding deputies and a suspect who was air evacuated. We're working to gather more information and keep you updated as we learn more information. Google making a major investment in Northeast Alabama. The tech giant announced today it will invest $1.5 billion to expand its data center in Jackson County over the next 2 years. Now, the data center is in Bridgeport on the site of the TVA's former Widows Creek coal plant. And according to Google officials, this investment will help increase infrastructure capacity, support community education programs, and create thousands of construction and clean energy jobs across the region. Google first broke ground and later opened the data center back in 2018 to help act as an engine for internet traffic, operating in a network that keeps the Google search engine and company products such as Gmail and YouTube up and running. The expansion will include new investments in clean energy and lowering utility costs. The project builds on several major energy initiatives, including more than 400 megawatts of solar power added to the TVA grid in 2019 and a partnership with TVA and Kairos Power to develop advanced nuclear energy last year. Google also announced a $2 million Energy Impact Fund to finance weatherization and energy efficiency upgrades for local schools and lower-income households. Google's head of advanced energy and Alabama native Michael Terrell says the site has become a nationwide template for turning old fossil fuel infrastructure into engines for clean energy, saying, quote, it has become a proving ground for how data center growth can catalyze the transition to 24/7 clean, affordable electricity and drive significant local investment, end quote. Google also announced a $550,000 donation to the Jackson County School District. The funding will provide STEM education kits for students in grades 4 through 8. State Senate Majority Leader Steve Livingston said Google's continued investment will have a lasting positive impact on families, students, and businesses across Jackson County. Local leaders in Jackson County say they were excited to hear the news from Google this morning. Bridgeport Mayor David Bubba Hughes showed Fox 54 the new park the city has been able to build thanks to previous investments from Google and local contractors. For Mayor Hughes, Google coming to Jackson County has been a blessing, he says, especially with the company's reinvestment in the community.
It means a lot of people coming into town. All our business is doing good. I mean, our Family Dollar, Dollar General, our grocery stores, our Hardee's, our restaurants. I mean, everything's just picked up since all these construction workers come into town. Houses is rented, apartments is rented, camper spots is rented, so it's a lot of money for our town.
That money doesn't just support Bridgeport, it also helps Jackson County. Mountain Lakes Chamber of Commerce CEO Rick Roden tells us that every job Google brings means more benefits for the area.
Right now, there's anywhere, every day, there's 250, 300 people on site that work at Google or work for Google or support Google, 250 to 300. For every job that Google has supports 9 other jobs in the community. Because all of our local businesses have opportunities. They may not work for Google, but they can work at Google. And during construction phase, you're looking at, first time was close to 2,000 construction workers for the next 2 years.
Both Hughes and Roden add how thankful they are for Google investing into the community, telling Fox 54 that the company has helped invest for the future. And we have our eye on the sky over out at Rainbow Mountain. We could see, yes, cloud cover, but we started our work week with some sunny sky. And I hear that sunshine may stay heading into tomorrow's runoff elections. Let's find out from Fox 54's Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist, Jordan Dressman. Jordan, at least what's in store for the rest of this evening as well?
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful evening across the Tennessee Valley. And you're right, we did get to start the work week with plenty of sunshine. It really was a fantastic start to the work week. I hope everybody was able to get outside and enjoy the Monday. Now, you were right to point out the cloud cover that we've seen over the last couple of hours. That's kind of become a more prominent feature across the Tennessee Valley. We can kind of see that here out in Coleman this evening. We're talking about a slight increase in the amount of cloud cover, and I do believe that cloud cover is only going to continue to build as we head into the overnight and then stick with us in some capacity as we head into your Tuesday. But as we head into your Tuesday, we're also still going to get to enjoy some sunshine. Look at these temperatures. This is a bit unusual for mid-June. 79 right now in Huntsville, 77 in Arab, 80 degrees in Scottsboro, 78 in Pulaski, 79 degrees right now over in Florence. We're going to continue to hang out in the 70s for the next several hours, 75 at 8, 72 by 9, falling into the upper 60s by the time we get to 10 p.m., again with a noted increase in the amount of cloud cover. A quick passing shower might be possible on Tuesday. Otherwise, better opportunities for rain later this week. We'll talk about it in a couple of minutes.
Decision day is tomorrow for Alabama voters as the state's primary runoff election gets underway. Polls will open bright and early as voters lock in several high-stakes contests that were left unresolved last month. Attention is centered on a pair of statewide Republican runoffs. Representative Barry Moore and former Navy SEAL sniper Jared Hudson are vying for the Republican nomination to take the open U.S. Senate seat left open by Tommy Tuberville, while current Secretary of State Wes Allen faces former Alabama Republican Party Chair John Wall for the state's lieutenant governor seat. Fox 54's Logan Alexandra Russell tells us more about the races.
We're in the final stretch before Tuesday's primary runoffs, and local poll workers across North Alabama are locking in. On the ballot, major statewide nominations, including the Republican runoff for lieutenant governor. Former Alabama Republican Party Chair John Wall has heavily emphasized grassroots conservative organizing, election security, and pushing back against federal overreach in his platform. Current Secretary of State Wes Allen says he plans to leverage his local relationships to launch a new effort to tackle government efficiency.
I want to set up a fraud task force. I want to make sure that we stamp out fraud, abuse, mismanagement of any type of taxpayer money inside state government. We want to bring together people from the outside, business leaders, people that are already in state government, to make sure we don't have fraud or any abuse of our state tax dollars.
Meanwhile, the race for Alabama's open U.S. Senate seat is revealing a stark contrast between campaigns. Current U.S. Representative Barry Moore has touted his endorsement from President Donald Trump while promising to support legislation to ban congressional stock trading. While Navy SEAL sniper and nonprofit CEO Jared Hudson says his position as a political outsider will help him deliver directly for local communities like Huntsville.
And all of our money is coming from people inside of the state and regular folks, even if they're not in the state, that want somebody representing them who are going to be their envoy to Washington and not a mouthpiece from Washington to the people of Alabama. I think that's the biggest difference.
With races historically decided by razor-thin margins, both candidates hope to compel the community to show up at the ballot box. In Huntsville, Logan Alexandra Russell, Fox 54 News.
Polls open tomorrow at 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. If you're unsure where to go tomorrow or need to view a sample ballot specific to your county, check your registered polling location online at alabamavotes.gov. More information on the candidates and how to cast your vote tomorrow is on fox54.com. You can also follow tomorrow's runoff election results live right here on the Fox 54 app. We now know the identity of the teen who was shot and killed during a shooting in Huntsville last week. The shooting happened around 2:30 a.m. in the 4900 block of Lumery Drive last Tuesday. When officers arrived, they found 16-year-old Marcus Smith Jr. inside the home suffering from a gunshot wound to the chest. Officers and medical personnel provided life-saving measures, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. HPD detained 2 people who were inside the home, including 19-year-old Centravius Westry. An investigation revealed Westry was showing the gun to the victim when it discharged and shot Smith. Westry was arrested and booked into the Madison County Jail, where he's held on a $10,000 bond. A felony examination hearing is scheduled for July 1st. A pretrial hearing in the case against the Bell Minor rock quarry set for tomorrow. Residents near the quarry have complained for years about dust, noise, light pollution, and increased truck traffic tied to quarry operations. Back in February, the plaintiffs, represented by the Southern Environmental Law Center, argued quarry operators violated court orders while moving crushing equipment. They asked the judge to push back the trial to allow for new evidence to be gathered. The judge granted that motion at a hearing in March. The trial is scheduled to begin June 23rd.
It just seems that there has to be a better option that tends to get people upset.
Protests and petitions after plans to euthanize geese at a Madison community. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman has the latest from the USDA. And FIFA fandom. The World Cup match in Atlanta finally arrived. We got a look at all the fun there. Stay with us. New developments tonight on a story you saw first on Fox 54. A second day of protests against a homeowners association weighing plans to exterminate local Canada geese. The Edgewater Homeowners Association says they've worked for the last 6 years with non-lethal methods to manage the growing population, but nothing has worked. Many residents and community members have spoken out about the potential extermination plans, including dozens of protesters yesterday. A small group came back this afternoon. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman takes us there.
Residents and other locals coming out again Monday afternoon to the Edgewater community in Madison County for speaking out against potential plans to exterminate local geese. The Edgewater community is weighing plans to cull the flock, which congregate on and around Lady Ann Lake. The HOA cites negative effects on the neighborhood, including impacts on health and safety. Some residents continue their call to save these birds, hoping nothing happens before a non-lethal resolution can be reached.
I think there has to be a better option than just killing them.
I think they're definitely seeing the outreach of the community. I think they're definitely seeing the numbers of people that are caring online, in person. We had many people out here yesterday. But I sure hope they see and hear our voices and consider either speaking with us or consider other alternatives.
When you start talking about gassing wildlife for very little reason, poop on sidewalks or something, it just seems that there has to be a better option that tends to get people upset.
The USDA tells FOX54, as of Monday, no cooperative service agreement between the two parties to conduct any operations is in place. The Edgewater HOA had previously said they've consulted with the USDA after utilizing non-lethal attempts to reduce the population of the geese for years. In Madison County, Gabe Glassman, FOX54 News.
Ryan Roberson, the owner of Vanguard Crawl Space and Waterproofing, also hunts and takes a deep interest in wildlife. He's had conversations with the Edgewater HOA and tells us they're continuing to hear out alternative options. A new rec center ushers in a new era for fitness and fun at John Hunt Park. We'll take you there. Enjoyed it a beautiful day to be outside. What about tonight?
It's going to be just as beautiful of a night if you'd like to spend a little bit of time outside. Though we have seen an increase in cloud cover, and that could eventually lead to a little bit of rain. We'll talk about it in just a minute.
Over County 911, what's the address of your emergency room? Okay, your wife is in a bar. You said she's unresponsive.
This is what he's going to tell you. How to get out of that situation.
And I grabbed the gun.
Trying to find the first place to put a body.
No, sir.
The only thing they could do was kill him.
You want to say anything? We, the jury, and to find the defendant.
A massive new hub for fitness and sports is officially open in the Rocket City. Huntsville Parks and Rec cut the ribbon on the new John Hunt Park Recreation Center today. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lots of cheers there. Well, officials say this 60,000 square foot facility is all about giving residents more rooms to exercise and build community. Inside, the complex features a massive gymnasium capable of hosting 4 regulation basketball courts or 8 volleyball courts. Recreation leaders say the center gives residents plenty of options, even if team sports aren't your thing.
We always hear that people need more spaces to recreate in, and they need more places to form relationships in. And so this facility, this building is 60,000 square feet that people can come in and do that. We actually have a fitness center here also. So if basketball or volleyball is not your thing, or maybe pickleball is not what you like doing, we also have, you can come in and get on a treadmill and work out here.
Outside, the park features a covered and lighted structure for 24 competitive pickleball courts. Officials say the center's location was chosen strategically to make sure it's easily accessible to everyone in the city. Cloud cover now out in Albertville, but we saw the sun welcome us into the work week. Also lower temperatures, lower than average temperatures, even lower humidity. You can't lose with that.
See, that is the kicker. Did you step out earlier this morning?
I did.
Wasn't it so nice to not step out and like immediately sweat?
Yeah, and feel the stickiness of the humidity.
We should enjoy this couple of day reprieve.
Okay.
Because as we all know, it is mid-June. And so whatever break we get from the humidity is going to be, well, it's going to be temporary. So enjoy it while you can. Radar looks nice and quiet this evening. No surprise there. We didn't see any rain through the course of the afternoon, and we've only seen the cloud cover develop over the last couple of hours, but those clouds have not resulted in any rain. However, If we zoom things out, there is a little bit of rain across central and south Alabama, back into Mississippi, portions of Louisiana, and Texas. I also want to call your attention to this activity across South Texas, heading into different portions of Mexico. That is a little tropical something. It's attempting to get its act together, regardless of whether or not it actually gets its act together over the next couple of days. It is going to bring some additional rain up into our neck of the woods as we head into the middle and later part of the week. Relatively dry Tuesday and Wednesday. I have just the smallest opportunities for rain both of those days. However, widespread shower and thunderstorm activity is going to begin to build in as we head into Thursday and Friday. Thursday is not going to be a complete and total washout. Friday is still a bit up in the air. We are dry on Saturday, maybe a passing shower quickly on your Father's Day, and then another opportunity for a quick passing shower by the time we get to next Monday. But all in all, the weekend actually looks quite nice. And again, Father's Day is this weekend. Looks like over the course of the next week, the highest concentration of rain definitely going to be south of the Tennessee River, though everybody across the Tennessee Valley looking at some impressive rain. Rain at this point, we do not necessarily need, but it's always good to find ourselves heading into a surplus. Here's Futurecast as we head into the lunch hour on Tuesday, relatively quiet. The only opportunity for rain on Tuesday is actually going to come Tuesday morning. If we don't get it Tuesday morning, then it's really not going to happen. But we are going to notice an increase in cloud cover. We still get to enjoy plenty of sunshine Tuesday, but I think you are going to notice the extra clouds as you go about your Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. Wednesday morning, a mostly cloudy or an overcast sky. Some of that cloud cover should break as we head into Wednesday afternoon. During that Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening time frame, maybe a quick passing shower develops, but I think that activity is going to be somewhat difficult to come by. A little bit of rain begins to build in as we head into Thursday morning, becomes a little more widespread in nature by the time we get to the later part of Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, but Thursday evening still not going to be a complete and total wash. By the time we get to Thursday night, Friday morning, Friday afternoon, now we're going to be focused on this area of low pressure. This is the area of low pressure that's currently trying to become a little bit of a tropical something over South Texas and parts of Mexico. Of course, by the time we get to Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening, it's going to be over our land, so it's just going to be a standard area of low pressure, and it looks like it's going to bring a fair amount of widespread rain in, again, by the time we get to Thursday night and then through the day on Friday. Temperatures currently sitting in the upper 70s and lower 80s. We drop into the lower 60s as we head into the overnight. Maintaining a lack of humidity, it's actually going to be a really nice night. Have a good look at the next 7 days. 82 on Tuesday, below average once again. As a matter of fact, we maintain the below average temperatures through Wednesday and Thursday. And then, of course, below average again on Friday because we're talking about a chance for some widespread rain. But again, that part of the forecast still a bit up in the air. 83 Saturday, 85 on Sunday. So Father's Day weekend really does not look that bad. And then 88 degrees by the time we get to next Monday.
Fans gathered today in Atlanta for the city's first World Cup match between Spain and Cabo Verde, and the city helped fans kick off the celebration with a fan festival. The free experience at Centennial Olympic Park featured a concert series, match screenings on a 47-foot jumbotron, a playground, a Coca-Cola fan zone, a beer garden, merchandise, and food stands. That is a lot of fun. Well, at the celebration, fans shared their excitement to see their favorite teams play.
My number one is U.S., and just second is Spain. If they play, I gotta go U.S., but every other game we're going for Spain. We're a big Spanish family. We had the U.S. on Friday and Spain's today, and they're 4 hours from our house, so we live in Nashville. And so you don't get this opportunity all the time to get your boys to see half, of their home country in your home country.
Well, the game between Spain and Cabo Verde ended in a 0-0 draw. Spain will play Saudi Arabia Sunday in Atlanta at 11 a.m., which you can watch right here on Fox 54. Cabo Verde will play Uruguay Sunday in Miami at 5 p.m. And we'll stick with sports. Mo, what's going on?
Hey, a pair of SEC squads squaring off today, elimination style at the College World Series. I've got your highlight from Omaha next.
Fox 54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather. Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then, stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9, featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, Plus, 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush. Fast-paced news updates, featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked On Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide, the Tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True crime warrior style? Killer Cases brings you gripping real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Watch all of these shows on demand and also on the Fox 54 News app. Available on Android and iOS devices. Streaming 24/7.
Hey, sports fans, after dropping their opener at the College World Series, Alabama feeling the pressure of having their backs against the wall. Today, they took on Texas in a do-or-die situation out in Omaha. Great day for some baseball elimination style between the Longhorns and the Crimson Tide. Tide already down 1-0 early, and it gets worse. Adrian Rodriguez ripping one down the first base line. That'll turn into a 2 RBI double. Alabama now trails by a field goal, 3-0. Bama gets on the board in the top of the second, though. Luke Vaughn blooping one in a shallow left field. That'll allow John Lim to come around and score for the Crimson Tide. They trail 3-1, but look, there weren't many positive plays for the Tide today because Texas Anthony Pack Jr. blooping one. Also in the left field, Casey Borbo will score for the Texas Longhorns, and UT puts an end to the Crimson Tide season, beating them 14-2 this afternoon. The Tide were 2-done at the College World Series. Moving over to the World Cup now, Team USA returning to the practice fields for the first time today as they prep for Australia, but they were missing Christian Pulisic. You can see him training solo on the sidelines after suffering an injury to his calf on Friday. Now, his head coach did say he would be good to go on Friday. Now, here's your latest World Cup standings, which are brought to you by the folks at Nissan. Belgium and Egypt playing to a draw today, and so did Spain and Cape Verde as well. Now, speaking of the World Cup, Team USA taking on Australia this Friday. Kickoff on the pitch is set for 2 p.m. Only place you can see it is right here on Fox 54. Kanisha.
That's right, Mo. Coming up tonight on Fox 54 News at 9, Google has announced $1 billion investment into its operations in Jackson County. How local leaders say this will affect the region. New developments on a story you saw first right here on Fox 54. More protests against Madison HOA's plans to exterminate Canada geese. We hear from the USDA. And NASA and the Artemis II mission aren't just the latest push for deep space exploration, but are also inspiring new fans. We've got those details tonight at 9. Before we let you go, a Texas cop had a bare-knuckle tussle with a scaly squatter. An officer from the Fulshear Police Department, about 40 minutes from Houston, was called to remove an unwanted visitor. There it is, a live snake. Yeah, the officer quickly grabbed the reptile you see there by the hand while wearing gloves, impressing some onlookers and terrifying others. After securing the snake, the officer joked about giving it a trespass warning before safely relocating it away from the area. Yeah, I don't do snakes.
No, all danger noodles are no ropes. Whether they're poisonous and want to kill me or not, they are all dangerous, and I will not tolerate such beings ever showing up in my yard.
There's this guy on Instagram, I don't know if you all know, but like he's known as the Tarzan or whatever, and he like tackles anacondas and
We don't need to do that.
No, not at all.
Giant reptiles.
For individuals like that, I always just wonder, what does the insurance policy look like for their life?
Oh my gosh, it's through the roof.
Just leave the scary things.
You can do that too.
I mean, I don't know. Don't touch them. One last look at the next 7 days. They all want to hurt you. 82 on Tuesday, 86, 85 Wednesday, Thursday. A small opportunity for rain on Tuesday and Wednesday. Better chance on Thursday, primarily Thursday evening. Widespread rain looks possible on Friday. Still trying to figure that one out. Otherwise, Father's Day weekend actually looks quite nice.
So later in the week is when we'll really start to see the rain.
Yeah, by the time we get to Thursday and Friday.
All right, well, we have more show for you tonight at 9. We'll see you then.